All right, so this is session 3 of Mutant, year 0. Our band of, I don't want to say heroes, but our band has moved out into the zone to explore, led by their stalwart stalker, Syntax. And last time, we're able to avoid some of the nasties in the area. They're heading towards a broad area. They're not sure exactly where this site that they're looking for is. It's in one of 4 squares. Now, in a normal session of Mutant Year Zero, we would have the players choose a project. That's the standard procedure. If the characters don't begin in the arc, then you don't do that process. But there will be an opportunity when, if you return back to the arc and we have enough time, you'll be able to do a day's work on the project to finish out what you're working on right now. So that's the logistics of how that system works. It's still early morning. You essentially set out before the dawn, kind of settled in, and as light hit, you started to move through the area. And if this is sort of the intro shot of the group moving along through ruins, what's our cool glamour shot of our various characters? What do we see of Obakaya?
Obakai is, I think he's his, being out in the zone where is it snowy out here?
Yeah, we've just it's a cold. It's a little bit of snow. It's not like iced over Arctic, but snowy.
Right.
Thank you for reminding me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Fraser. So their skin is like starting to just like kind of like blend in a little bit with the background, not like full camo or anything, but it's got like a whiter hue to it, and just sort of kind of walking around the edges of the group, like not acting as the role of the stalker, but kind of just Obakai is very protective of the people that they're fond of and that are close to them in some way. So kind of like walking around and encircling and always looking out for threats that could be in the zone, but also at the same time looking out for what they hope to be waiting out there, which is signs of other life that they could interact with. But it's very watchful.
What kind of footwear do you have on?
I didn't purchase any boots.
So what do you imagine your footwear looks like? Oh, thank you, Kyle. He is not wearing Crocs.
I think their footwear is, I don't imagine them wearing like much generally. Like in the picture, it's very sparse kind of, because part of it is that the whole like skin camouflage thing, they can't be wearing like a lot of clothing for that to work very well. So it's probably just like leather shoes basically, and they don't even really look like shoes. They kind of just look like big things like around their feet, sort of.
Okay. Any KO? What do we see of you when we take this sort of pan in at the start of the session?
I think you see her, and she's sort of lagging a little bit behind the rest of them. She sort of stops and looks out to see where Syntax is, and then sees that Syntax is not that far out. So she's sort of messing around. She's got like a big, mostly empty canvas bag that's sort of slung over her back. She's wearing that Viscane sort of rot suit that she bought. So she's like essentially dressed in transparent plastic for the most part over what she's wearing. And essentially she's like found a couple of boards that are like still fairly flat and planed, like not too warped or dead or whatever. And she keeps like stepping on one of them and sliding it in the snow, and then trying it on the other one, and then trying to go down a little hill on one of them. I mean, she's always like messing with the stuff that's around her, and that's what you see is her like picking stuff up and poking at things and standing on it and pushing it against other things. That's just how she moves along through the world.
And you have how much grub do you have with you?
Oh gosh, that's a good question. I think at least 4 of each.
Okay, so you're pretty similar. What do you imagine your grub is?
I think she has a fondness for like dried rodent, you know?
Okay.
So she's like, traded or caught that, and they've dried it, and she'll eat that. Then she kind of saves it up for these sorts of times, like it's a big treat.
So zone rat jerky. Okay, that makes sense.
Exactly.
Perfect. All right. At the camera then pans over to where Silas is at. What do we see of Silas?
I'm just envisioning him like kind of being very easy to read, because he'll be scribbling like on his pad and stuff, but whatever he's looking at is what he's writing about. So you just see him like going around and stuff, and like he'll just kind of like start scribbling something, and then he'll like realize the group's over there and like kind of go and like run back over kind of thing. For their rot suits, I wasn't really sure what, like, is that kind of like big bulky like hazmat kind of like arrival style suits, or is that just like, is it more like Armageddon kind of things, or anything else that's not orange? I don't know.
It can be anything. It could literally be someone has sewn a bunch of grocery bags together to help protect you. Or it could be like the plastic tarp that Sherry's wearing, or it could be an actual suit. So it could be whatever you want.
Okay, so something more like makeshift.
Yeah, so what does it look like? What does Silas's rot suit look like?
I think maybe more like something like clear and see-through. Maybe something like really bulky though. That's because I remember it wasn't actually my rot suit, right? Like it was made for someone else, and then I got it. So something like doesn't really quite fit right, and it's like a little bit loose, and he's always trying to like shift it around and like move it around and try and like get his coordination back.
And it's probably got some moisture in it now, so it's kind of sticking in various places that you don't really care for it to be sticking.
Yeah, I've pictured it. Yeah, maybe like a plastic bag, so like some areas are like really stuck together, and it's kind of loose, and you got to like move it around and stuff. And
I had a quick detail about my rot.
Pardon?
Sorry. I was just thinking about my rot suit now, and I was wondering if it could be something like, you know how I have this like metal jaw that NEKO constructed for me. I wonder if it's either something that I can like attach to the jaw, or literally like replace the jaw entirely and put on like this breathing apparatus that slots into whatever she is put on there and kind of covers, and it's like, covers up to below my eyes or something like that. But I might have to switch it out quickly if I need to like get into a fight or something. I guess I could still talk through it. Maybe it's just an attachment to the metal jaw, so I don't have to like literally pull part of my face off every time. But
okay. Well, that's horrible.
I like that.
So yes.
Yeah, I don't think it would be a full body thing, because they are mostly just concerned about the sickness instead of like, I don't know. There's other components to it, I'm sure, but yeah.
Fair enough. If you don't believe that it can be absorbed through the skin, that's all good too. I can work with that. So then let's pan over to our Pathfinder, the person who's blazing the trail through this, our stalker, Syntax. What do we see of Syntax?
I think we get a shot of her coming out of the shed, and she has used her knife to like saw off a little bit of the hockey mask parts, so that the filtration parts can sort of swivel in there. So it kind of looks like a gas mask that she's wearing now, except that it's a hockey mask with the two bulges of the air.
Oh, nice.
Things.
Are they fixed things, or do they move as you breathe?
I think they move as it breathes, because that's cooler.
Okay. But before I get to this next zone thing, mechanical point just to make to you again. At the end of the session we do experience. One of the things, of course, you guys are going to explore zones, so you're going to get an experience point for that. Another thing is, remember, is doing stuff for your PC buddy is a way to get experience. So just throw that out there at the beginning.
Okay.
So you are on that yellow square on the map on Roll20. I believe I have you guys on that page.
Mm-hmm.
The most direct route would be to head diagonally, or you could go north, or you could go west. Which route would you prefer, Fraser?
Probably diagonally. Hey guys.
Okay. All right.
Because we're trying to get there as fast as we can. Oh, and I cashed in 5 experience points to up my wits.
Oh, nice.
I'm much more witty now.
Wait, your wits?
Yeah, can I not do that?
No, stats are done. You will never get more stats.
Oh, okay. Well,
you can buy a skill up, or you can buy a new talent.
I'll get 1 in comprehend.
Okay.
Then.
Yeah,
So
stats can only go down.
Okay. Nothing happened. Lol, nothing happened at all.
Fair enough. So when you are a stalker, we move into this next area. Let's go ahead and have you make that roll.
Okay.
Find the path.
Blazing the path. Okay, and I've got 2 and find the path, rooted in agility. Makes it 7. And I don't have...
you didn't take any damage, did you?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well,
where is that? It doesn't look like it.
Okay. I couldn't remember if you had pushed it and taken damage or not.
Well, it would say in Roll20 with the log, right?
Yeah, it should. Well, let me see here. Let's see here.
Yeah, because the last roll that we made was that one. So I don't know. I have 2.
So yes, you did take 2 damage on your agility.
Oh, my agility. Oh, yeah. 2 out of 5 fatigue.
Yep. So that means you're going to roll 2 less dice.
Or 3 out of 5 if I took 2 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'm going to roll 2. No. Oh, okay. That's too bad.
Uh-oh.
Well, we'll see what happens. Okay. 2. And I don't have any equipment that can help me with this, I think. Nothing at all.
Now I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you want to push that roll?
And what is it if whatchamacallit? What numbers hurt me if I push myself?
If you roll a 1 on either of those yellow dice, you'll take damage.
Okay, but so far, if I reroll, I won't.
Correct.
So, bam. Still nothing.
Okay. So you will move into this next area. And it looks to you like kind of overgrown ruins. Certainly a lot of buildings and stuff that have come down everywhere around here, and it's very confusing here. You will move, and as you kind of are finding the path there, you hit in the center of this. You're about maybe halfway through this. What looks almost like a ship, a smaller ship, kind of in the middle of the like a plaza. It's big gouts and rendings, metal that's been sort of torn open and blown out on it. Big rusted, nasty thing. Vines and stuff have kind of overgrown, frozen. It's super cold and rusted there. And guys can move along there. I need everybody to make a move roll.
Uh-oh. Okay. Sorry, guys. Move. I have that one, but I'm all tired. How do I untired myself? Take a rest, I'm assuming?
Yeah, if you can, I believe with the agility, you just need water and you need to sit and rest for a number of hours.
Yeah.
To
We have
do
no
that.
time. The signal's burning. 3, 4. Okay. Oh, I did it.
The
Okay, syntax.
The syntax is truly horrible.
Yes.
Not syntax, but the syntax for the roll. Let me see
Yeah.
if I can find it again.
Oh, I can copy and
No, I
paste it.
Put the exclamation point in the wrong place. That's all.
Oh.
Does
Look
anyone
at-
know if we can?
Whoa,
Sorry, Laura, what were you
Kyle.
saying?
Looks
Oh,
like
wow.
Kyle kicking ass again.
Yeah.
And I only
Please.
take damage if I push, right?
Yep, you're all fine right now.
Yeah.
Nice. Does anyone know if you can just not include the last die entry and it
have to
still
put
works, or do you have to
0.
do all 3?
You have
I
to
think
put a
you have to
0.
do 0.
Yeah, you
Okay.
have to put a 0.
Sorry for the delay, guys.
No.
Oh, that is truly a horrible roll.
Okay. Is anyone pushing?
What did we get?
So right now, essentially, I will tell you what the risk is here and what has happened. As
Okay.
you're moving along through this area, kind of carefully watching, because it's so dense for you right now, syntax, that you're having a hard time judging, where there might be ambush points or tracks or anything like that.
Mhm.
And you kind of come along the plaza nearby this big machine ship that's laying there. And as you're going across that, the ground actually gives way. Essentially collapses, like imagine like the top of a wound, like and the scab is kind of crushing off of that. That's what the ground is like, and you can see that there's a flow of like garbage down below.
Oh, gross. Okay. And okay,
Right
well,
now, Kyle has 2 successes, so Kyle can actually use one of those extra successes to help someone else.
Uh-huh. I'm gonna help out any KO there.
And I'm gonna push.
Okay.
Maybe I
Okay.
even like have a kind of like bad feeling about it from my my dreams of her dying kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like kind of sticking close to her anyway. And then
So describe that to me, Silas. When this gives way and any KO starts to drop, what is it that Silas does?
he's gonna just throw his like notebook to the side kind of thing, away from the hole, and then like
Okay.
go and dive dramatically and then grab their hand kind of thing as he's dangling over, and then like try and pull her up.
And you're relieved that she's kind of light.
Yeah.
And Silas, you know that I'm the hero of the story, and there's no way the hero can just fall into a pit of garbage. That's not cool. So I got this on my own. Let's see. Okay, no, I don't. I do
Oh
not.
no.
So
I can-
Silas, you will see the hero, Obi, go in. Essentially, you managed to jump forward, Syntax. you go down into this water,
Well,
and it is.
Can I still push though to try to help him?
Yeah, you could absolutely.
When can't you push?
Ah, boom!
Look at you.
I help a lot.
Yeah,
That's my girl.
So describe to me what that looks like, because Obi's about to fall into this rancid running river of filth.
Yeah, I think what it looks like is Obi has really big feet, right? And so your foot comes close to the pit, and it like there's a bubble and like a void collapse, like Indiana Jones style. And that's when I like do the eye on the ground thing, and then you catch yourself as your leather clad foot is about to extend, it stops, and you stay.
Step back from that weak point. You guys can gather yourselves together. Made a lot of noise, that sort of scritching and wrecking a bat. Do you guys? A couple of people have taken damage now. Now we're here. It's now getting into early afternoon. You guys could rest, or you could press on.
Yeah, it's up to you guys. I would perform better probably, but it's only 2 dice down. I don't know, but it is in the stat that I use to
For
get us
everything.
to places. Yeah.
Is anyone else fatigued, or who else is hurt or statted, damaged, or debilitated?
Listen, I've been working very hard. Okay.
It's all syntax, but we're kind of super dependent on her.
I think Obi is looking out for Syntax, kind of like always has his eyes on her and sees that she's struggling a little bit in some way or another. I don't know how this physically manifests, but I think I would just say like, there's no sense in pushing ourselves to death out in the zone. We need to be vigilant as much as we can.
It's probably I think the signal to everybody else that I'm tired is probably in the mask, right? Because it shows when I'm breathing heavily, and it's probably like,
Getting all
like,
desperate and sad and shit.
Not that bad, right? Like I only took 2. I'm just breathing heavily, okay, and I didn't get a very good rest, and that's important to start your day.
Yeah, I didn't get a good breakfast.
Yeah.
I didn't get my orange juice.
Have you heard of second breakfast?
So you guys can settle down here and find a relatively secure place to hole up. What do you suppose your little a campsite's going to look like, Syntax?
Ooh, maybe it is like a subway station that's been collapsed in, but it still has that gate to close it. So then that way we're like closed in on both sides. So one side is rubble, and then the other is just the gate that's closed. So if anyone happened by, they'd be like, oh.
Absolutely. You guys can get down into this thing, rubble back behind you. That you pull that gate closed with a kind of finality, and now you're locked in here. It looks good.
Luckily, there's like a Humvee with a working Gatling gun in there too.
So everybody will need to mark off 1 grub and 1 water.
All right, this is a bad idea. Let's keep going.
And then, Frazier, to heal your agility damage, you need to mark off 2 more water.
2 more water. Okay. Sounds good. I'm out of food, but I got lots of water. Maybe I should have bought some food. I don't know.
Silas just has his notebook like in his. He like put it up under his rod suit, and he's trying to dry it out.
Some of you have rot suits.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Those of you who have rot suits, because you spent a day out here in the zone, you're going to take 1 point of rot.
Where's that? Oh, okay, rot points.
But before you mark that on your sheet, if you have a rot suit, you can roll a number of dice equal to the rot suit's rating.
Okay.
If you get a 6 on any of those dice, then you don't take any rot.
Okay. So we have a rating of 3.
Okay. Yeah. So just roll flat 3d6. If you roll a 6, it'll eliminate it.
Nope.
If you roll a 1, it will reduce your value of the rot suit by 1 permanently.
Oh, Kyle did.
Look at Silas belongs in the zone.
I like how my relationship was Silas is a liability in the zone, and Wiley's just like, what up?
We're making my story right here.
Yeah, well, it was
You'll
just
be forever remembered as the inept stalker.
it was a generalization of all chroniclers that didn't apply to Silas, apparently.
Obi and NEKO are going to be marking 1 point of temporary rot.
And me too.
Oh yeah, because you rolled up. Was that your 3 dice there?
Yeah, I just put it in the syntax, so it's a 3
So
and a 1 and a 1.
those 2 1s mean that your rot suit's protection rating goes down by 2.
Oh, what?
You're so good at this, stalker. No wonder you
Okay, so it's a 1 rating now.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay.
The zone is a harsh mistress.
Yeah.
So easy to die.
Yeah.
Now you guys are camping in the zone. I rolled the threat level of the zone to test and see. And there are probably things that you'll hear move around outside. Stuff that clearly was attracted by the noise earlier. You might hear the screech of something as it falls into that hole a couple blocks away. And then maybe the thrashing sound as the zone leeches in the water, pull it under and drain it dry. You guys can settle through here. It's cold at night out here. But the night will pass uneventfully. You found a safe place, got some cover, and you can get up and move out of this heavily covered ruins in the morning.
Oh, whoops. I forgot to do my scavenger thing for rolling plus find a path. So whoops. Next time.
Well, I'll tell you what, you can use that next time.
Yeah. Thanks.
Actually, you know what I'll tell you? Because you forgot those 2 dice, I will let you reduce your rot suit's rating only by 1, not 2. Seems like a fair trade-off.
Never tell Lowell he's not merciful.
That's true. So now here's the tougher question. Do you want to move straight north or do you want to head diagonal?
Oh, yeah.
We don't know where the location you're looking for. It does look like maybe it's a little further distance from you right now.
Maybe keep going sideways, guys?
Okay.
Do you think? Yeah.
You're a stalker.
I trust you.
And
I
I'm
trust Syntax.
very, very good at this so far. So thank you. The trust is well placed.
All right. Frazier, moving to a new zone.
Yep.
Let's have you roll find the path.
Thought there would be less pressure. Okay,
Really?
so
Did you?
kind of, yeah.
Staring
Okay,
at
so-
you. Immortalized.
5. Well, at least I realized that I took a scavenger thing for this very reason, so that'll be good. Okay.
Okay.
So 1 success, and I'll take damage if I push, so probably shouldn't do that.
So this is bigger buildings. They look like they might have been sort of residential blocks here. Get big, tall buildings. When you kind of look inside, all of the interior levels have just kind of fallen down to create a massive pile at the bottom. So you've got just these hollow buildings here. At one point, you'll kind of find an area where you'll see that there's a tree, like a huge tree, in the middle of one of these sort of plazas between these residential blocks. You'll find that there's junk and bits and some salvage around, but you steer clear of that tree because you can see the ground around the tree is almost sandy. And it looks to you like there is a hive of essentially rot ants there. They're about this big, about, what's that, about 3-4 inches long.
Like a normal ant, really.
Like a normal ant, yeah. Or like a Japanese wasp. They're and they run in packs. They're huge things. They're not as active in your area because of the cold. But this does look like a nest here, and you don't want to go close to it. So
I've eaten worse things out in the zone.
Oh God, that is the worst deep cut joke. So tell me, Syntax, how do you get around in a way to not alert the zone ants, since you expect that probably their nest goes underground, and so they may have some feelers for disturbances up here? What's the strategy that you use?
I probably go like stumbling right towards it too, like writing about it and stuff. Like trees don't see that often. Just like, yeah.
Maybe it's gotten. Oh, I think maybe we stick to the fringes where it's cold because they can't get there, and there's like bits of frost on the ground where we know that they can't reach. So it's like stepping where there is frost, which even a chronicler could do.
Yeah, and it keeps it insulated so you don't generate the vibrations that might alert them to your presence here in the zone. You will find a package here that you kind of looks like you're kind of poking around at the various things. Looks like relatively intact box with brightly colored wrapping on the outside and little odd figures on it. And it has essentially, there are 4 like paper cups inside there have a seal on the top of them.
A gift from the zone.
Paper cups. Interesting. Could I figure out what it is?
Sure.
And if
Make a comprehend roll.
And if I can eat it? Because I'm hungry. Well, not yet, but Okay, comprehend. Good. Hey, that's the thing that I just took. Smart.
Convenient.
I guess. I suppose. Okay, so 3 and 1. And
if we try to hunt out here, maybe I'll take that zone cook talent and learn some skills.
Yeah, because I'm hungry. But yeah, I don't know what this is.
Well, you will figure it out, but only after you've destroyed 2 of these cup of noodles.
Oh, so I could eat it.
So you will end up with essentially, you're like, okay, this is some sort of hardened string, or I don't know what this is, but eventually you'll realize that they're noodles, and you'll end up with 2 grub worth of instant noodles.
Smack the packet out of his hand. I've read tales of MSG.
Oh gosh! Everyone knows that's all just lies. Chronicler, perpetuated by
until
that guy
you get
that we
the
don't
headache.
like. Until you get that
Perpetuated by Big Noodle.
Yeah.
So
The first one to record it was Donovan, the guy that we hate.
Like, look at it like, is she bad? What?
Yeah.
But that gives you 2 rations of grub, which is nice.
Yeah, very nice. 'Cause I'm gonna die. Cool. Also, I had a question about my talent.
Sure.
At the end, it says you can choose whether or not to use this talent when you enter a new sector. Why would you not use it? Is there...
Because let me get to the talent here. There is a reason for that.
Oh.
But I need
Seems
to
like
look at
it
the
only
talent.
does good stuff. It's like, hey, you get
I
extra
wonder if it like ups the danger of the zone or something.
Okay.
Oh, that would be bad.
Okay. So it gives you +2 dice.
Yeah.
With a success, you would find any artifacts in the zone.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you want to actually detect the dangers, you have to spend a stunt. So you need to get 2 successes.
Right.
So, for example, it means that you actually, in order to avoid dangers, you kind of double what you need in terms of successes. So it's if you're not worried about dangers, then yeah, it's fine to use.
Oh, okay. So by using it, I'm basically saying that there is danger here. And
Well, no, but what you're saying is, if I get a success, I'm going to find an artifact.
yeah.
I'm going to need a second success to detect if there's any danger.
Oh, okay. So it declares my priority as well as give me the dice, basically. Okay.
So that's why you might not.
Okay.
But artifacts are nice. I mean, you can find like a long thing with a like an edge on it.
Yes. It's the next time I can feel it.
You will move, and to the north of you, there's maybe still a haze hanging in the air, like smoke, like the last smoldering bits of smoke. Clearly, this area to the north of you is, in fact, where you saw those explosions.
Excellent.
So let's have you roll Find the Path.
Okay. And if I use it, then my priority is artifacts and not danger.
That is correct.
What do you guys think?
Ubukai's like, what's that smell? I'm like, you should be able to smell anything. Have you seen that?
Yeah, your mask is not secure. I think that if history has taught me anything, it's that I need 2 dice.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Roll it with the 2 dice. You can always push it because you've restored your agility back up to full.
You can always just push yourself. It's all good. Okay. 4 0. Hey, why you no do it?
Because you did it in our chat.
Oh, yeah. Right.
You can copy paste that bad boy though. It's already you already did all the hard work.
Yeah. Nutcracker.
All right.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
want to push it?
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yes. Got it.
2 successes. So there are 2 things you're going to spot. You're moving along, and the area here looks a little bit more clear. Like people have been through here before. Like you can tell that people have traversed this area. And you will find a fairly fresh body. And you can see that this person has bled out. They're dressed very roughly. Again, like zone scavenged clothing and things. No visible sign of mutation on them. But they've clearly been stabbed, and they staggered out here and collapsed. And you can see that they've got essentially like a scrap knife, but they also have, why don't you make a comprehend roll?
Okay.
Could I help with this?
Follow their blood trail back to Eden.
Yeah, I think you can give him an extra die, is my recollection on that.
Yeah, that's what it says. Help from others. You just have to say so up front, and they have to justify it in the fiction, and then you just get a +1 to the roll.
Yeah, you have rank and comprehend, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Then you can add an extra die, Fraser. Skill die.
Does he share in the
Skill-
damage? Not to give any bad ideas or anything, but
Very nice.
God.
just wondering about the system more than anything.
Aha, I'm lucky.
Look at you. You hold this thing. It's got. So first, you think it might be some kind of spear. It's got kind of a tip to it and a handle, but then you realize that it actually opens up into an umbrella.
Oh, nice.
It's like,
And meanwhile, I'm like, Obi, this is a parasol, not an umbrella, okay?
I don't know what it is. Is it made with metal ribbing, though, Lowell?
It looks like the ribbing is metal on it, and the plastic that is on there is pretty heavy duty.
This thing is awesome.
as soon as it opens, I'll
Parasol.
just like fall back on my ass and I just start scribbling like insane amounts.
So it actually offers protection 3 against rot.
Oh, who doesn't have a suit? Everyone has a suit?
I got to see.
I think we all do, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It
I always
also
use bullets for mine, but
if you turn it in, gives your settlement a D6 for tech.
Awesome.
Against rot.
that's pretty sweet. That's a good return, eh?
Yeah. So, 3 against rot, and what was the last thing? +1 in what?
So when you take it back, if you decide to turn it in, we'll talk about that, and it'll actually give it. If you turn it in, it'll give a D6 for tech.
Oh, cool. Nice. Like I was like, oh, a parasol. We could learn from this.
I know. I was already thinking of cool things I could make with it.
It's got a spring in it and all those kinds of bits and pieces.
And stabby parts all over it.
It is both.
Did we even like? We're not even aware of other settlements, right? So
Not yet. There's legends, and certainly Obi believes that there are other settlements out there.
I
But
mean,
this
even
is-
just finding someone is kind of mind blowing in itself.
Oh yeah, this is
right?
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You will kind of follow that trail back.
Should we bring him
And-
back with us? Her?
The
Him?
body,
Yeah.
the dead body, him,
Him.
looks male to you. You will follow the trail back, and you will actually stop everybody. Syntax, because what you will see up ahead is kind of a set of burned out ruins. Looks like there were primitive barricades and defenses that have been knocked down. You can see they're kind of lean-to shacks and stuff that have been collapsed. Some of them are probably still smoldering. You guess there are maybe 5 or 6 buildings here. Those have been destroyed. And it's like a little settlement, very small. Maybe you'd guess, boy, that could probably only hold like maybe 12 people. But you're hearing noise, and you realize that there are some people walking around there.
Shoot him. Shoot him.
And
Shoot him.
sort of wandering, like walking the perimeter. You will see this guy. He's got kind of a torn up, might have been a jacket, like a parka jacket at some point, but the sleeves have worn off on it. He's got these mittens that he's cut the tips off of. He's got a spear, and he's walking the perimeter. And you suspect that there are some more people in there as well.
They're killing everyone. Kill him first. Kill him first. Do your job. Come on.
These are innocent villagers defending them home for the Parasol invaders.
Actually, does it look like he's defending the place, or does it look like he's looking around for some more people to stab?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That's not what Obi's thinking.
That's a very interesting question here. So let's see what.
Does he have blood on them? On him?
Everybody has blood on him. You have blood on you.
I'm sorry. Is he just walking the perimeter of the ruins and the lean-tos and stuff?
Yeah. So you guys can roll scout to make an assessment on this. So one person and then somebody else can assist. Who has a decent scout?
I have one.
Not my thing.
Okay.
I have 0.
Alternately, if you just want to read this guy, sense emotion is the other thing. If you just want to read the guy,
I have 1 in scout as well.
I have 1 in sense emotion.
What do you have in empathy?
I have good empathy, I believe. I have 4.
I have 1 in sense emotion, but crappy empathy. So how about I assist you on reading it?
Okay. So
I also have 1.
Let's do this 2 parts. Let's have Silas roll the essentially the read emotion, and then let's have one of you 2 roll scout with the assist.
Sure.
Okay.
The empathy will be discerning his motivations.
Yes.
And I add a skill die. I guess it doesn't really matter which one I add.
Yep. Yeah, a skill die. Yeah.
Okay. It matters because of the some of
it's
them
an object, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and attributes versus skills. Skills can give you or attributes can give you fatigue.
Only attributes can do damage to you.
Oh, I think Kyle hit Control R.
Why don't I go ahead and roll up the scout? I think I have 1 higher wits. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but
okay. And you get a bonus die.
Cool.
Sorry.
Did you hit Control R, Kyle?
No, I hit a Control Z a couple times, and then it just started another Google Hangout window for some reason.
Ooh.
Oh, 3 successes for scout. Okay, that's awesome.
So I can ask the questions, right?
Yeah, I want to get the sense emotion first.
Cool.
And that was
because
me
the
helping.
scouting is a little more broad.
Yeah, that was with your help.
Okay, cool. That was all me.
I mean, one of them was definitely two skill dice.
So
Kyle, you just have to roll 1 additional d6. You didn't have to re-roll it.
Oh, I just added 1 die to the stat. I think it was.
Yep.
That's the wrong thing to add it to.
But that's perfect.
Oh.
That's perfect. He's got a success.
Okay. Okay, next time I'll do that separately, I guess.
So you 2 are watching this person. You probably you 2, Silas and Enikio kind of set in position as the other 2 kind of move to scout to kind of quietly check positions around. You're not having to make stealth checks because you're trying to keep a distance. But let's start. What is it that tells you that this is a bad guy? that this is a guy, this is one of the raiders. What is it that gives that away?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
I think he's got a kind of a swagger that you kind of see from someone that's just been in a fight and has asserted dominance. So just kind of the way they walk and the way they walk and maybe just the feeling I get from him, right? Because it's more about just an empathy thing, right? So it's more just the feeling I get from seeing him and how he walks. And
oh yeah, this guy, he's got blood on him.
Clearly a killer, right?
Yeah, and he's clearly just killing time, doing guard for some other people. He's clearly part of the ones that did this. Let me describe what you get basically with that first success on Scout. And then you can ask follow-up questions. Okay? As you move around, you come to another part. It looks to you like these barricades and defenses have been crashed through. They've been just smashed down. You can see there are a few bodies around here. And then you will see that there is a car. And you can see it's been modded, and there's some plates stuck to it, and some other bits and gear and stuff on it. And it looks like there's a scrap rifle mounted on the roof of it. And you can see that there are two other guys that are, one of them is inside it, clearly kind of working on it, and the other one is underneath it, working on it, like they're trying to fix it. And then there are two other guys who are essentially just kind of kicking around in the rubble. Like they've clearly searched this place, but they're killing time and seeing if they can find anything else. So what's your first follow-up question?
Should I stick to the 3 questions on the sheet?
I am fine if you want to modify those. This isn't necessarily PBTA.
Okay. Well,
The whole time, like over there, I'm just like, fucking shoot him.
Obakai likes the look of the rifle mounted on the vehicle, and he's also, I think, as you guys figure out the sense of motion thing, and we all get the sense that these are bad people, and I think he quickly turns to anger that potentially a community out here has been ravaged and destroyed, and these are potential friends that we could have lost, kind of. So are there more of them close by? Like, is it just these 5? Are there any signs that they could have backup or reinforcements?
That's a perfect question. So it looks to you like whoever did this raid, there were more of them than just these people, but it looks like it's just these people right now. Like maybe their vehicle broke down in the fight and they had to stay behind to fix it up. And so right now it's just these 5. 1 guy walking perimeter, 2 guys working on the vehicle, 1 underneath it, and 2 dudes kind of pulling around and scavenging through the wreck.
I think I say, those are a hot set of wheels. If we stick around until they fix it, we could jump them as soon as they're done and take it for ourselves. What do y'all think of that?
Well, I think the longer we stay here, the longer the perimeter guys might spot us, right?
I think I don't need them to fix it.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
I like the way you think. Then I think, Obakai is, you could tell he's furious, and he wants to crack some, or they want to crack some skulls. I don't know what your guys' stance is on this.
I want to
sounds like righteous fury.
How about stealthy righteous fury, though? Huh?
Yeah. Yes.
Stealth first, then rage.
Yeah, I think if
Okay.
Stealthy rage.
My next question is, one of the ones here is, how do I get in? So it's basically like, what's a good way that we could get in close without the first guy noticing us, and maybe that we could get a good vantage point to jump them?
So if you move around and come around sort of from the blind side of the vehicle, wait until the guard is sort of at the furthest side, you could come in that way. It kind of blocks the line of sight. And if you did that, you'd get a couple extra dice on your sneak roll to get in.
Awesome. Okay, I think that's the 2 questions that I'm interested in. Fraser, you helped me, so if you have one question you want to throw out, but
well, you've used your 2 questions.
Oh, it's just 2. Okay, cool.
Yeah, because 1 was a success.
1 was the base information.
So it's 1 additional for every success that you get.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, then I think I look to the others and just to kind of like click my jaw into place and just kind of like dead eyes, just like nod at the others, like this is Obakai kind of killer time, and I immediately like kind of get low to the ground, and I wonder if you guys have anything you want to do before, like I guess maybe we should discuss this a little bit, but
let me tell you about the mechanics of this so you know. So if you go to sneak in,
cool.
For one success is all you need to sneak in. If you get extra successes on sneak, you can use that to essentially help somebody else sneak in. That's slightly different from the rules, but I like doing it that way. Or you'll get a bonus die of damage on your attack from surprise.
So, how would it work if I used my reptilian mutation, change the color and pattern of my skin, and it says I automatically succeed a sneak roll and attack against me or perform as in total darkness?
Okay. So if that means is you don't roll sneak, you're not going to get any bonus dice, but you are absolutely up there with surprise. You don't have to roll.
I think I would like to do that.
Okay. So that's going to cost a mutation point.
Yep.
Okay. So mark that off and then roll me a d6.
All right.
So this is you like camouflaging yourself?
Ooh, that looks bad.
So what'd you roll?
I rolled a 1, lol. So why don't you tell me what happens?
Okay, so you roll a basic die for every MP you use. If you rolled 1 or more ones, the mutation misfires.
Great.
So we'll talk about what that misfire looks like in just a second. We'll come back to that. Let's figure out what everybody else is doing as you are turning on your mutation to camouflage yourself. What about the other three of you?
I was thinking, I was gonna ask, like, would it make more sense to take out the perimeter guard with like Last of Us bow and arrow from afar, or like sneak up and like cut his throat?
You could certainly do that.
Essentially, ranged and then followed up with a melee who's close by.
Oh, okay.
The question will be if you could do that quietly so that the others wouldn't hear it.
It's a bow and arrow, very quiet. Yeah.
there's the quiet, and there's the oh my god, somebody shot me.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I do a called shot like through his neck or something?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Though if you do enough damage, you'll do a critical hit, and if you'd like, we can roll the hit location on that.
Ooh, that sounds cool. Okay, well, where does everybody else want to be?
I guess I want to ask a dumb question. How loud is a nail gun? Because I myself have never used a nail gun. So
It's loud.
it's awesome and yet not good.
It's not gunshot loud, but it will carry here.
Yeah.
So a bow and arrow is the best start to a silent takedown. How essentially because he's a raider, he's probably got a decent strength, which means that you have more hit points you have to do to him. So ideally, we would have someone to follow up after you've hit with the bow and done the first amount of damage.
Okay.
Let's do this. This here, since I know you guys are all going to be trying to do this stealthily.
Mm-hmm.
The other three, besides misfire person, should all roll your sneak.
Okay.
If you are coming in, as I mentioned, from the lee side of that vehicle into attack the camp, you can get 2 extra dice. Otherwise, you're going to roll straight sneak.
I think the best way is what I will do.
So, okay.
So, I still get my agility bonus, right?
Yes. Yeah. Agility plus shoot. Or agility plus sneak, rather.
Okay. And it looks like I'd be equally good at them anyway, since I have a 1 in each.
So Sherry, you've got 2 successes.
I got 2 as well.
2. Okay. Okay. And then Silas. 1.
That was without the 2 extra dice, too.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I didn't roll with the 2 extra dice either.
Well, if you're attacking the guy on the outside, then you don't get the 2 extra dice.
Oh, that makes sense then.
So should I be with him then?
Is that what you want to do?
Sure. I kind of like the idea of like a scene where you like press a knife into my hand because all I have is my like staff, and I'm just like looking at it like, oh, what? Like, I'm not the guy who's not me. You, I'm right.
So what I'm guessing is, and Sherry, did you roll with 2 extra dice?
I did.
Okay. So I'm assuming that then you and Obi are kind of coming in the lee side while these 2 are taking out the outside guard. Okay. Let's resolve the outside guard. Let's have you make a shoot roll for me.
Okay. I'm wondering, should I push myself on this stealthy thing in order to set myself up better for shooting? Or...
You're getting an extra die already from your stealth.
Okay, so I should be okay. Okay. Shoot.
And you just see me like poised to right, and you're like, no. If this doesn't work, you jump and you stab.
Where should I put my extra die?
Under skill. Anytime you get extra dice from things, always use skill.
Oh, only 1.
And what's the damage of the bow?
Bow. That's a good question. Bonus is 1, damage is 1, long range.
All right. So essentially you're doing 1 damage right now to him. Do you want to push it? Or do you want to let your compadre try and finish this guy off?
And if I push it, then I take it in my...
Whatever stat you rolled, your agility.
Yeah. It seems like it might be important, though, to it might start a cascade of failure.
7 to 9, baby. 7 to 9.
It ended up the same anyway.
Okay. But you take 1 point of damage. And essentially, the arrow probably catches him in the back, just below the neck. You were hoping to catch him in the neck there. Now it's all up to Silas to finish this guy off.
Woohoo!
Okay, so...
Because you're kind of surprise attacking, I'm not rolling his armor.
So I assume this is just strength, because it's a knife.
Yes, plus fight.
Plus fight. None of that.
Okay. And scrap knife gives you an additional die to roll to hit. Don't forget.
Okay. Nope.
But maybe I didn't get one of those then when I rolled? Because I rolled the extra one for my success at agility.
So I might as well push that though, right?
Sure, if you want.
What is the black die at the end there?
That's your gear die.
So that means it's okay? Because it's not the 3rd thing, right? So it won't snap or whatever. No?
If you roll a 1 on it, it might break on the reroll.
Okay. Well, I'll reroll because okay.
And I'm going to come back and check with you, Fraser, on that extra die you should have gotten for your bow.
No help there.
Okay.
Rough day.
So Fraser,
to be fair, it's not really my forte.
How many bonus dice does your bow give you?
1.
Okay, so roll that 1 die.
Okay. Nope.
So the arrow hits him, and then Silas, you kind of run up to the guy with the knife,
like trying to wrestle with him.
Yeah, and you kind of graze him, and he's like, "What the God?" Oh. And then he's like, "Oh, you're kind of thin," and kind of pushing you back.
Yeah.
Though you have a 3 strength, which is pretty good. So you're wrestling with him right now. So, Sherry, you're going to be moving up, but let's see what happens with Obi. Obi,
1d6.
1d6.
Sorry, is it the I think in the it's a d6 to see how it goes off, right? Is that
just straight flat d6? Don't have to roll anything special.
Okay.
So you are super lucky. All it does is that it costs you 2 points instead of 1.
All right. And I think maybe like the reason why it's more challenging here is because I'm so enraged that I'm having a hard time like focusing on like centering myself and keeping calm enough to blend into my surroundings when I'm just like, shaking as I like stride towards them.
So I'm going to come back to you because you're moving up close. I'm going to resolve what any KO is doing. And then we'll resolve your action, and then we're actually going to roll initiative after that because this is your surprise round. So, any KO, what are you doing?
Well, I was actually going to follow up on him. It's like he hit someone, and then I would shoot them.
Okay.
Or if the other guy came after him, I would shoot that one. So
tell me who you're attacking then, Obi. Got a guy in the vehicle, got a guy under the vehicle. We got 2 guys searching around. And all the way across the way, you can see Silas wrestling with that guy.
Sherry, you said you're going to be shooting, right? Then I think I would leave. I don't want to damage the vehicle in any way. I think the 2 maybe walking around searching are maybe easier targets. So I think I'm going to kind of go for the guys in the car. Probably first the guy that's like in the car. And see if I can like drag him out, and then hopefully the guy under won't be able to react as quickly.
Well, is the guy on it like at a gun?
No, he's just looks like he's fixing stuff inside.
Oh, okay.
He'll be at a gun soon.
No, he won't.
All right, let's see that fight roll. This is where your time to shine. It's your time, Enforcer.
Okay.
Because you predator them.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot. But the reason why, one of the reasons why I was pushing the people to fight and shoot is because I have that agitator talent that gives them a +2.
Oh.
So I was gonna do that.
Hang on. Let me check that. Let me pause before anybody rolls anything else.
All right.
And see how that works.
It's to inspire someone to fight or shoot. Is what I wrote down anyway.
Okay, who are you inspiring? Pick one character.
Well,
you can put it on Frasier.
Maybe I'll like I was gonna do it for him because like I was there with him doing it.
Okay, Frasier, roll 2 more d6.
Okay.
So we can see some more flat d6s.
Oh my god. What is going on? Why roll 20?
Why did I even have a little faith?
You know who the hero is supposed to be.
The dice roller has been shamed, so
yes.
there's.
Do know that +2 is going to stay throughout the fight. Okay.
Oh, I didn't know what. That's cool.
What happened?
Yeah, that's why you roll 2 1. You're role playing very well right now.
All right, let's have you roll that fight now, Obi. This is your time.
Do I want to push myself?
So tell me how much damage your weapon is doing. What are you using?
I was intending to use my scrap axe.
So running up and the axe coming down on this guy to chop the head off in the thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So how much damage does that do?
That does 3, and I could spend the extra to do 4.
So you don't need to push.
Okay.
Tell me what that looks like.
Okay,
as
so
you cleave this guy.
He's inside of the vehicle? Just sort of like a Jeep.
It's almost like a dune buggy. It's got the sort of the frame is kind of open on it, and he's in like on the passenger seat, kind of reaching his hand underneath right now.
Okay, then I think I would just I think I creep up, beside the vehicle and just kind of like lurk around it, and it's very reptilian in kind of my motion, and I'm like stalking my prey, and then I just reach around the side into the door, grab him by the shoulder, tear him out, throw him onto the ground, and then the other hand, the axe just comes down and executes him.
Shook goes straight into him. You see the guy. There probably is a shot of the guy underneath the car looking and seeing his friend get hit by that axe, and oh my god! So that happens as a predator lizard axes this guy a question. Sherry, what are you doing? You muted.
I'm just going to lean under the car and nail gun this guy right there.
Okay. I will give you you got an extra die from your sneak up.
Okay.
And I'll give you an extra die for position.
Okay. I will take those. So / roll 2d6. Okay. So I'm going to have to push it. Ugh. Okay. And then roll 2d6 again.
Yep.
But 2 6s there. Okay.
Okay. Ooh. So how much damage does a nail gun do?
It adds plus. It says
it's just an infinity symbol. It's amazing.
Yeah. 2. It's like it does 2 damage, and then I have 2.
Okay, so that's a total of 3 damage. So where does this nail go that it kills him with 1 shot?
I think that it just does the thing where. He looks up and his mouth is open, and it kind of hits him like right up there and kind of goes back through the back of his skull.
Okay.
So,
and you see his feet kind of twitch on the other side of the thing. 2 down out of 5, 3 still up. Okay. So what everybody's going to do is to roll initiative. You're going to roll a d6 plus whatever your agility value is. Okay.
Straight up, no syntax?
No syntax, just roll a d6 and add it to your agility value. Okay.
D6, agility 5. Jeez. Well, at least I'm getting all these ones out of the way.
My talent is combat veteran, so I get a bonus 2 as well, because I can keep my cool under fire. So that will be...
Because when we get back, like when we're going back, I'll be so good.
Seems like a big assumption right now.
So Sherry, you have a 9.
Mm-hmm.
Obi, you have an 11.
Yes.
What do you have? Syntax.
6.
And what do you have, Silas?
I have a 9.
Ooh, all right. Scholar for the win.
Yeah. Everybody but Syntax is going to go before them. So, Obi, tell me what you're doing.
So I get a maneuver and an action. That's right?
Yep. So you can maneuver to close the distance to them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we need to overcomplicate things. I think I just I let out like a roar, like kind of cock my head sideways, and my jaw snaps open, and it's like this like almost metallic sounding like, and then I just rush over there and swing.
Roll fight.
All right. Oh, so close. I could just copy and paste it. No, I can't. All right. I got to copy and paste this for the future. That would be a very good idea. All right. Hoy. I'm going to push.
Go ahead.
Boom. Yeah.
So that's gives you 2 successes.
Okay.
So you're going to be doing 4 damage.
Right.
Right?
So it well, I guess
So there's a choice. So right now you can be doing 3 damage,
Mhm.
and you can use an asterisk success for one of those results.
But they have to be against a single opponent, right? Like I couldn't do
Correct.
3 to 1 and then do something. Okay, cool.
And you
if
don't
four-
pass this guy's armor.
right.
You just chop the guy's head off and then use it like a projectile and smack it into someone else.
I mean, I guess, and we don't like, this isn't a game where we would know how many hit points the average human has. Like they might have different armor and different health points and stuff, right?
Well, they're probably within the range that you guys do.
Right. Well, I think I'm in like savagery mode, so I'm just going to spend the extra for another damage and just guy's body in 2, basically, or at least try to.
Yeah, you bring this scrap axe already wet with the gore of his buddy, and you leap up, come on him, and shoot, cut him down. He's got like a cheap plastic rag doll in his hands. He had like found in the trash there of the debris, and it falls to the ground with him, and he collapses like a doll himself.
And then I think like I fall down onto him, and just for effect, like my metal jaw opens up, and I just like bite into his head and just snap his neck with my jaw.
Fair enough.
I mean, this is Obi's thing, right? If I'm going to be extra at any point in time, it's now.
Let's come to Silas.
All right, so I'm wrestling with this guy in a battle, and we'll be doing the thing where we're trying to like get the knife into each other's throat, kind of thing, probably.
Okay.
I got 1 success. Is that
one
good?
success? And what's the damage with the
it is
knife?
damage 2, I believe. A scrap knife.
Okay. And he is not able to get it. It hits his armor plate. He's got like some plastic armor there, but you will kind of get it under the football pad that he's got and jab it into him, and he will drop.
Yeah. I turn stunned with like blood dripping off at Syntax.
Holy cow! There's only one of them left. Okay, that's not the way this usually happens. That's, as Sherry will tell you, this is not the way this usually happens. Sherry.
Yeah, I kind of come up. I'm covering Obadiah. So, like, when that other guy turns around and sees what happens to his pal, I don't even give him a chance to, like, rush Obadiah or anything. I hit him with the nail gun.
Okay.
Seem reasonable?
Sure.
It does.
Okay.
All right. I kind of suck, but I still hit him for 2 damage.
Okay. Your nail guns will be reduced by 1 effectiveness.
It will?
Oh, no, you didn't re-roll. So.
Okay, good.
Sorry. All right. So it does kind of catch on his armor, kind of hides and stuff that he's got on, but it does sink into his shoulder.
Okay.
And he is going to fire. Essentially, he's got a scrap pistol, and he sees Obadiah on his friend, and he goes to put a bullet in Obadiah's head. Let me grab my syntax here. Now, I'm also using the same roller, so I could have the same results that you guys do.
It's not a special GM roller.
No. It's a much easier one. So, do you have any armor on, Obadiah? You're muted.
Thank you. No, Obadiah wears no armor.
Okay. So he is going to shoot you for 3 points of damage, strength damage.
Ouchie.
Ouch. What's your strength?
It's 5.
Okay. So he essentially close range, backs up and doesn't take time to aim, and just fires this gun, and you feel that bullet just drive into your midsection there as you're on the ground tearing this guy's throat out, and it burns.
Right, and I think you just see Obakai, like, he's the beast, or they're the beast right now, and they just turn and, like, stare this guy in his eyes and kind of just like snap their jaw, but it hurts. But I don't.
And it's your action, Syntax.
Okay.
One guy left.
So I think I want to color it so that my constant fuck ups make a little bit of sense.
Okay. I will say because you kind of stayed in place, you can aim as you maneuver and give yourself an extra die.
Okay. Well, what I wanted to do was say that, like, my insect wings were, like, bothering me this whole time, That's
Okay.
why. That's why.
Sorry, you're what?
Bolting?
Exactly. So, I think, like, I see it, like, it from my perspective on the camera, it's sort of like that sound effect after a grenade goes off with the ringing in my ears and stuff like that. And then I look to, like, my side and I see Silas being better than me.
Well, so he's like in total shock though. He's like,
yeah. Well, and then I also look at Obakai, and they just took a bullet, and then I think that's when my wings, like, pop out of the backs, and I want to use the power to, like, get there right away and fight them.
Okay. So
that's my buddy.
Does the +2 inspiration thing only work with, like, that one target, or is it like a whole situation +2?
I would assume, because the way it's written, I would assume it's for that fight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the insect wings, and go ahead and spend a mutation point.
Okay.
And roll me a d6.
Oh, actually, I guess I'll keep it at the same amount because I didn't increase it for this session.
True.
Let's see how the win streak goes.
Yeah. Right?
So excited.
Oh, yeah,
Yes! Yes! Yes!
how is this possible?
Oh yeah, guys, just get it all out of your system this time.
Yeah. Look how many
Roll a
wings-
6. Roll a 6.
Don't
Oh, so roll it again?
Roll a 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes!
What does
Finally.
that- what does that mean? What is it good?
6 is
Last
the best
time
one.
It means it costs
If
you
you'd rolled a 1, the 1 is the worst one.
That makes
So
sense.
you get a new mutation.
So I rolled the least and then the backs. Yeah, it makes sense.
So you get your MP back.
Oh, nice.
And if you wanted to, you could activate that mutation again for free on this turn, but I don't think you need to.
You could have double
Or
wings.
you can just
Well,
explain how it's way cooler this time.
maybe I can do the same mutation by doing the buzzing sound that drives him crazy before I hopefully kill him.
Sure. That sounds good.
Yeah. Create an intense buzzing sound that drives people up the walls. A number of persons equal to MP spent suffer 1 point of doubt each. I don't know what that is.
And let's translate that for the combat situation. I'll give you 2 extra dice on your attack.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Does that seem
Thanks.
cool?
Yeah.
and I'm very annoyed.
Yeah. And describe to me what that looks like. Let's give us the whole visual of this. The guy's just shot Obakaya on the ground. He's backing up. You're a ways away. Give us the whole cinematic montage of this bit.
Yeah, so I look over to Silas, who's in shock, having just killed the person, and then I'm like, it's kind of like a slow-mo action replay of me taking in the events that are happening before me as I'm, like, hesitating or flinching, Apocalypse World style. And then the wings sprout out and they start, like, vibrating and humming, and maybe that's when the guy who just shot Obakai turns to me, and then the wings, like, flutter at a very high speed, and suddenly I just, like, zoom across the earth and get into melee with him.
All right. Go ahead and roll your fight with those 2 extra dice. and the 2 extra dice from Silas. So 4 extra dice, 4 extra skill dice.
Okay, if I can't do it
There's
now.
no chance you can fail now.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, so fight is 4.
I like that a shot from my perspective is I'm looking up at this guy after he shot me, and then like from behind him we just hear the buzzing, and then like you slowly come into frame like behind him or something.
Okay, so I have 1 in fight plus 2 more, right?
Plus 4
Next.
more.
Okay, that's a lot. Sounds good. And okay, and no
Strength.
gear dice, right? Or is my
What are you using?
a scrap knife?
Then that's a die for that.
Okay. 2 successes.
2 successes. And what's the base damage on the scrap knife?
2.
2. Okay, so that will catch him. Where do you hit him? He's got the nail in his shoulder. Where do you catch him that takes him down?
I think the gut. It goes into his gut, and then maybe I kick it so it goes further in even.
Okay, yeah, kind of spin in the air, do that kick, and he'll stagger back and collapse to the ground next to his friend. And then it just goes quiet except for this buzzing sound that we're hearing, and everybody is staring at you because you have wings now.
It's true.
5-minute break.
So I just fly away. No, just kidding.
5-minute break, and we'll come back with the reaction shot to that.
Okay, sounds good.
Nice use of your mutation there to round out that scene. That was good.
Thanks. I was like, how do I make it that I'm not just a total messing up person?
And then the one.
I was like, what are the odds? How do you so if you roll another one, that's when you get another mutation?
Yeah. Essentially, what if you roll a misfire, the one on use it. And here's the thing: is mutations are great because they do what they want to do, but you have to roll for each point you spend.
Right.
If you roll a 1 and then you roll another one, you get another mutation, and you have to permanently lower one of your stats.
Right.
I was hoping for the 5. The mutation changes your appearance in some way. You choose how. It's permanent. That's so fun.
I think in the other long campaign we did, we only had one person get another. No, 2 people got other mutations. But it was
like it was me.
Yeah. She was terrified she was going to get like frog legs or something.
I didn't know Corpse Eater was in the deck, or I would have been terrified of.
Yeah. So, what's what's your reaction to this change in yourself?
I think I like look behind me and I'm in shock a little bit, and then maybe I even just like faint for a few moments.
Could I
drop
catch
to your
you?
knees?
Sure. If you're fast enough, roll.
Oh, he kills you! Oh no!
Mutations.
I forgot I brought my battle bags with me.
I think for Obakai, this is like huge because you're my PC buddy. We've gone out into the adventuring into the zone together. I see you as someone who could guide us to a new life and a new world out into the zone somewhere. And I think that my relationship with you is syntax is wonderful. One day we will lead others into the zone to build a new home. And I think as you kind of like come to in my arms, I just say like, You're beautiful. Why have you hid this for so long? Why have you let them shame you like this?
It was them. I wanted to pretend that I was as normal as everybody else for as long as I could.
Who defines normal? Look at me. Am I normal? Do I seem normal to you? Where I come from, my people would know me as normal. Just because we grew up under the Elder's watch, you have this perception of who you are or who you should be, but this is who you are. And I kind of like lift you back up and kind of like set you down almost on the ground next to me, and I just kind of like nod, and then maybe the others are kind of gathering over.
Yeah, because I'm like, Obadiah, you're bleeding. Yeah.
So yeah, if the camera cuts
Remember
to you,
Eddie
KO, what are you doing?
Yeah, like the car's there, and I'm like looking at it, and I look over, and Obadiah's bleeding all over the place. I'm like, oh man. And I walk over there, and I'm like, okay, Obadiah, you gotta like come and sit down because you are bleeding all over the place. And I'll spend a mutation point to take the edge off of it, except of course then I have to take an edge. But anyway, so I'll spend a mutation point to heal him for one of those points.
Wow. Okay.
And then I take a point of damage.
Oh, that means you take damage?
Yeah, I take damage.
She's got a mutation that heals.
Thank you, Sherry.
And then you should be able to, and then I can heal him. I could try to heal him. That could go bad, but we could try it.
Before that happens, you spend a mutation point, and so I need you to roll a 1.
Oh, damn it. Okay, hold on a second. Okay. Yeah, a 5. No.
Oh, you're fine.
I know. I'm always fine. Okay, so let's see if I can.
And then you want to try and heal him.
And I won't push it, so yeah, I don't want to hurt him.
Okay.
So
you're not very good at that.
No, I try, but he still keeps on bleeding. It's hard.
I think they say something like, blood is just the dressings of war. This is nothing. But thank you.
It's something, and you need to eat.
Well, I'm running dangerously low on grub.
I'll give him some of my grub.
I think yeah.
Let me get Silas's thing, and then let me tell you, since I assume you're going to scavenge these guys' things, let me tell you what they've got. So Silas, what do we see you doing in this situation?
I think for him, he was like just kind of in shock for a while after like killing that guy, and like a really, like as how would I put it, like as as grisly and personal as it could be, right? Like not something you'd read about in a story, really, right? So he's kind of in shock, and he has the knife, and he like lets a drop of blood like hit his journal or whatever, and he starts like writing some stuff, and then he looks over, and he's like, well, what's going on over there? There's like people bleeding. He's got blue wings over there. Like, what the hell am I missing? Right? So he like runs over. He's like, what did I miss? What's happening?
You've got it written down.
You missed a beautiful molting.
A molting. And because
the shedding of the past.
Yeah, each mutation is like its own thing, right? Like we wouldn't have seen a mutation before like that, right?
You might have seen things that are similar.
Oh, okay.
Unless, do you think that this is the first time you've ever seen insect wings in the camp? What do you think? You get to decide that there, Syntax.
Probably. It seemed like a big deal.
Okay. That sounds good to me.
Sweet. Yeah, that'd be cool.
And it explains why I would have like kept it under wraps for so long too. It's like a new thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
So if you scavenge these guys, you will find, let's say, a scrap rifle. I would say between the 5 of them, probably about 16 bullets. And let's see. Uh, 5 grub and 5 water, just to make it simple.
I wouldn't mind a rifle.
Yeah.
Well, we got one on top of the car too. So, but
well, that's the one. That's the one I'm talking about.
Did I hear something about some armor on that one guy?
They all have scrap armor. The stuff they've got here can give you the pieces and parts to make armor, like it's the stuff for that. I will say that you could probably scavenge 1 suit worth of armor rating 2 from these guys right now.
What do people mind if I get the rifle?
That's all you.
What are the necessary things for that?
The stats on the scrap rifle are on that page. It is +1 to shoot. It's long range. And it's weapon damage 2.
Cool.
You'll find various bits of scrap in their car, essentially in the storage things they've picked up from here. But you will also find that they've got some artifacts in their car.
Ooh.
Okay. Can I have One of them I don't think you need to roll for, but the other two I'm going to need you to roll comprehend.
Are any of them tech looking?
Yes.
Okay, then I'll roll comprehend.
As long as it's
Could I-
not syntax rule.
Should we all help?
So you can. It's up to you guys whether you want to roll individually. Having no successes is something's going to happen, or you can help each other out and give an extra die to somebody's roll.
Maybe each of us, Obi, help either of them. I bet they would be smarter than us.
Sure. It looks like a tech thing, so I think it makes more sense that any KO would look at it. But I still have comprehend, and I'd still like to help.
Okay. Take an extra
yeah.
die.
Okay, I will.
I have comprehend, and I can help Silas if Silas wants to do the other one.
Oh, I've only
Okay.
got
Do
like
we need
one.
two separate people to do the two separate things?
Not necessarily. Let's start with one roll, and then we'll see if you need to make a second roll.
Clearly.
Oof.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't feel like knocking myself out here, so.
So then one of you two, either Syntax or Silas, can roll your comprehend with an extra bonus die. Who wants to do
If
that?
you fail, I'll re-roll.
I've got a total of 4 dice. Is that better than you guys?
For wits or
For
whatever?
comprehend plus wits, yeah.
I've got
It's the
5.
same. I've got the
So
same.
let's do.
So it's you. You're
I'll
better
help
than-
him.
Okay, so
I'll
get an
help
extra
you.
die.
So
Except
sorry.
you were already helping. You were helping.
I mean, it's
so
since the two of us have the best, could we have said that if we all have it? I mean,
Oh, right, you were helping.
it's okay. I'm okay with just you doing it.
yeah,
Kyle.
we'll let you roll with the extra die. There's no need to punish you guys for the.
We can just say
Oh,
I
wait,
was
no.
helping her, maybe.
Okay.
Okay, so that is 4 and 2.
I like how it looks like you were actually, right up in there looking at it.
I was.
So
My
you're
keyboard's like far away.
You're gonna find 3 things, kind of tucked away here on the thing. First is essentially one of these guys has in a case, kind of open up, has sunglasses, nice heavy sunglasses. They give +2 to manipulate or intimidate.
The only thing I'm thinking right now is a giant crocodile person with sunglasses. But I'm by no means really care who gets it. That's just immediately what popped into my head.
That's fine. I think that's fine.
No, I think that makes sense.
I mean, I have intimidate too, so like it.
Would you also like to walk around with an umbrella?
Hell yeah!
It's funny.
I'm Mary Poppins.
The other thing you will find is that there are 2 grenades.
Ooh.
One is a smoke grenade, and the other is a standard hand grenade.
Okay.
They've got that sort of tucked away. Clearly, that's a big backup plan thing for them.
If only they had time.
So what's the scene now? It's sort of mid-afternoon after you have finished off these raiders.
Should we look for survivors? I can
Yeah.
work on the car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what Obi would immediately do. And also, like, if there are no survivors, they would look for signs of like the fact that there's like a genuine civilization here, and that these people here were like, living and surviving, so he could bring it back to the Ark and have something to show people. So they could bring it back to the Ark and have something to show people. It's like, look, there's people out here.
All right, let's start with your jury rig first, Sherry, shall we?
So I have a jury rig of 3, but I have tinker, so it's a +2 for repair, and then I have a 5 in wits. So,
Okay. Wow.
well, that doesn't mean anything's going to go well for me. Up 3.
Woo.
3 successes. So this is a difficult task. And so 2 of the successes will get this thing repaired and mobile. What would you like to do with that last success?
I think that I can see what caused the damage before, and I will add a little bit of durability to the machine. Like, essentially, it's got some armor versus the environment.
Okay. That is a fine pick, essentially, to increase the durability on this thing. Is there a name? Do you want to put a name to this thing?
Go faster.
Go faster. Okay.
I love it.
So you're under the vehicle, getting up, checking the stuff. You're pleased because they killed all these people outside of the vehicle, so they didn't splash blood all over the inside. So that was lucky. And it goes, and it can probably hold 6 people at a time.
Really?
Maybe more, but you'd be going slow.
Okay.
And you are pretty
I'm the
certain,
only one that can drive it.
Until they make comprehend rolls, yes. You also have the keys. But here's the other thing is, it does look like this vehicle has been around for a while, has been repaired and fixed and damaged and repaired again. So there's clearly some settlement or garage or group or something that this belongs to. It's not just one raider or a couple of raiders. This is a big crew.
And so we're going to want to cover our tracks when we go back.
That's certainly an interesting idea.
Does it look like it's been repaired well, or does she root through it and she's like, I don't even know what the hell that's doing there, kind of thing?
It's very variable. They clearly do know how to work with cars, but beyond that, they might not be that great. They might have a little bit better tech than you, much better on cars, but other things are probably about your level.
We want to divvy up this stuff too before we forget about it, like the bullets and the grub and the water and all that kind of stuff.
I think we should throw any KO some extra water because of the wits damage that she just took.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? Is that how you heal that?
She didn't take any wits damage.
I chose not to.
Oh.
Which is why I wasn't
right.
very good at comprehending.
Right.
Well, I have with 4 extra bullets, I have 7 bullets, and then I have 2 grub, and I have 8 water, so I have quite a lot of water.
I have 5 water. I'm okay with that too. I just have 2 grub, and I still have some strength damage. So I'd be happy to take no water if I could take 2 grub. But if people need grub, that's also fine.
You can have 2 of my grub. I don't care.
Well, I mean, might as well just, there's 5 here. Everyone could get 1. I could take 2, and that would keep it all right.
Just take it, Obadiah. Just take it, Obadiah.
Okay.
Take it.
All right, KO.
Obadiah.
You know best.
Okay, and then
I think as long as we're together too, we can still kind of.
You can always fill things
out.
So Silas and I will take 1 each of that, and then water-wise, who wants the second water then, I guess? Or I have 8 water. That's quite a bit. Is anyone really low on water and just needs water?
Let's give it to KO. If she'll be rolling more wits and empathy stuff.
She's also the healer, so I mean, if one of us is knocked out, it's seems more likely that she'll need stuff.
Yeah, I have 8. It seems like a lot. So
I'll take it. That'll put me at 5.
Oh well, there you go. Take it all. Take it all. And then I would like the rifle and people.
I don't need the grenades.
The grenades are pretty handy tactically. Do they give us anything if we take them to the Dawn Vault?
Yes. The hand grenade gives tech plus 1d6, warfare plus 1d6.
That's worth it.
The smoke grenade gives tech plus 1, warfare plus 1.
Okay, so the smoke grenade we hold back. No one says anything. Tactically, it might be more useful to us than the 1/1. The hand grenade, though, we'll turn in, and probably the umbrella.
Right. Okay.
Sunglasses give a plus 1 culture. It turns out.
Maybe I'll dump them off.
But for now.
But at least for a while, you should wear them.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And then, so scrap armor and stuff, just make sure you mark that down.
If you're taking the scrap armor.
Yeah, who's taking that?
Oh, there's armor?
There's
There's
one
scrap
set
armor.
of scrap armor 2.
Should we give it to like Silas or something in case they like?
I don't really see myself jumping into combat as much as other people unless I have to, kind of thing.
Well,
So.
it might be forced on you, and you have very low strength, right?
But I just mean like as my character, like it wouldn't even occur to me like why that's no.
Yeah, we'll just be like you can.
Same with the knife. I was like, what is this, right?
And yet you knew where the pointy end was. And you put
Yeah.
There are many like it, but this one is yours, Silas.
Yeah. Away from me.
I don't know. Do either of you guys want it, or what should we do?
It's just
What do you guys want to
it's
do
just
with it?
whoever's carrying it. So I just want to make sure that we don't lose it. That's all.
So
I'll put it on my list, okay? And then if someone decides they need it, we will use it. But
Sure.
I'm going to assume that it takes the rest of the day for any KO to actually repair this vehicle. So you're probably camping here for the evening, setting up, that kind of thing. We'll do a scout roll to search the area in a second. But let's go ahead and have everybody mark off a food and a water.
Okay.
And if you want to heal up anything, spend the necessary rations for that.
I only have one fatigue, so I don't know if I want to consume a grub for one.
Fatigue is water, I believe, right?
Oh, it's water. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll just do that then.
that's why you have all the water.
Right.
I'm gonna spend 3 of my 4 grub and just heal up my strength.
Okay. And you're untouched, Silas, right?
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Surprisingly enough.
You've made everything. I think almost all your rolls have been successful.
I think so. Definitely.
Also, I would point out that you've now got blood in your journal, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, like I had a drop that I put in there and I wrote about how like this was the blood of a man I killed kind of thing.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Kind of thing, you know how it goes.
So that's probably one up
One of
on
those-
Davin, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what?
That's one up on Davin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
not
was
over here.
actually there
And
for
what-
the story.
And when I realized it, I kind of sock you in the shoulder. Good going, Silas. Good going. So
Not every chronicler gets to be the hero of their own story.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know if it matters mechanically, but I think for the resting bit of it, I kind of like the idea of any KO is working so much that they do the typical thing where they're like not gonna go out and eat and drink water, and I will like convince you to come out and like sit with us and do that, so you're not like consumed by your need to do mechanical work and not eat and not sleep and take care of yourself and whatnot.
all right. That seems more than sensible because actually it is pretty awesome. And I'll tell you all about it.
Yeah, I like maybe our food will be the noodles. It's like a thing that we share. All right, that's how I entice you. It like smells really good with the hot water.
Oh my gosh. What is this stuff? It's like heaven and salt.
It looks like worms.
Doesn't taste like worms.
Yeah.
The three of you, if someone wants to make a scout roll, you can do that. And if someone wants to assist on that, you can get a bonus die essentially to check out the area. You said you were going to do that, so
I think you can only assist if you have that skill. Yeah,
that is correct.
Yeah, that would make sense. So I can't help anyone, but
I've got 5 dice on
around.
that. If
I have 6.
nice.
I have agility 5 and scout 1.
Scout is wits.
Oh, scout is wits. Oh, I have 3.
Yes.
And oh yeah, I just have 4 then.
All right.
So you can assist Obadiah.
Yep.
I
Got
think,
your back.
Obadiah.
like Obakai is obviously looking for like anything helpful here, but they also definitely want to, find like if they're farming or some sign of their culture or like children or just some sympathetic thing that they can use as proof.
Yeah, you kind of don't know what children are.
Oh yeah, right.
You have vague memories of being smaller, but
is the settlement kind of like the Jawas like after the stormtroopers hit, or like blasted up with like charred bodies and stuff, or like
there are clearly some dead bodies here. Yeah, it looks similar to those that person that you found outside with the umbrella.
And we saw bursts of flame over the horizon, right?
Yeah, clearly
okay, so they weren't like burning bodies or something.
No, they must have had some weapon that created flames. It's like maybe there was some flammable stuff stored here. You'll find that site where that went up. Like maybe they had some fuel or some booze.
Yeah, grenades too.
And the scorching here looks like these raiders in the vehicles probably had a flamethrower of some kind.
Excuse me, that's an awesome idea.
Obakai, you will find what looks like back under some of this debris and mess, sort of the outlines of like a kind of hidden panel, like there's like a old like sheet metal, and it's kind of been covered over, and it looks like it might be concealing something.
I call the others over and I say, "Look, they have secrets beneath the earth. We must delve."
Do it.
It's not too greedily and not too deep.
Thank you.
So instead of lifting the sheet metal off, I think I just smashed through it. Is it like a trap door, like below, or is it like?
No, it's like a piece of sheet metal, like maybe like that kind of corrugated aluminum that's been covered with stuff.
So you can smash it really easily.
Sorry, is it in one of the like huts or lean-tos, or is it?
It's in the ruins of one of those places.
Okay, but sorry, it leads down, or it leads into another room.
No, it's in the ground. It's on the ground.
Okay, perfect. Then yeah, I think I just like smash my fist through it and just pull my hand up in the air and look below, and then I would like shake the metal off and then jump down if I need to. Yeah.
Let's have you roll force.
Okay. maybe I shouldn't be getting so flowery with my descriptions.
Let's have you roll scout, but with strength as the. I was just kind of thinking too that if we drive this thing back, it's going to be kind of hard to not like have people know that we drove it back unless we have really fortuitous rains and stuff.
I also got that water to cross, which this will not go over.
Right.
Do I get to know the consequences before I decide to push, or
no?
Okay. And this is just kind of this is me doing that action, right?
You're smashing this metal sheet on the ground.
All right.
Probably
I'll
could
push it.
damage anything inside it. Maybe.
Okay.
Yay.
So it's a good thing you pushed it. Let me tell you why. Because you do smash it, but you kind of smash it, pull it aside, so you don't send this jarring, this crashing metal sheets down on the two people inside and kill them. Which is what would have happened if you hadn't got a success there. But you kind of do that, smash it down, and you jerk back as something shoots up from the hole, and you will see this woman, and she's kind of stabbing out with this sword out at you. And it looks like there's a person about half her size in the hole with her.
I go, no. Allies.
See, now, this is where we get to the empathy skills.
He is wearing sunglasses.
So this would be a manipulate.
Okay.
For whoever wants to do that.
Okay. I thought it had to be
have
me.
the sunglasses. Well, you do have the sunglasses.
I do. I still only have 4 dice with that, but
It's not that bad, really, though.
Yeah, I mean, unless anyone wants to step in and take over, I could roll this.
I can't even help you with it.
Right.
I can help you with it. It makes more sense that you would be the one.
That's
fair. I like
kind
that.
of no. This big, huge, honking, fearsome lizard guy with sunglasses up above her that's just knocked this steel plate aside.
Yeah.
Like, no, concentrate on the sunglasses.
And maybe it's just the ridiculousness that I'm wearing sunglasses that makes them not scared of me if this works. But all I want is to be friends with these people. Like, all the rage has subsided, and now that there's like a small person in here. And okay, you know, who needs free of doubt? You know, I could just push it. If I take one, it's not the end of the world. I'm gonna go for it.
Did you get the extra die from? Oh, one success.
Oh, and I didn't get the extra die, but
we're okay. We're good.
Yeah.
You do take one doubt.
That's fine with me.
Don't forget, by the way, everybody, when you push it and take damage, for every point of damage you take, you get a mutation point.
Thank you.
So there is a payoff for pushing.
Awesome.
So it's less that you convince this woman that you're friends, and more that you're not acting immediately hostile, and you do kind of settle it down so that she's kind of shaking and holding this katana up, and just kind of trying to keep herself together. Let me ask you now, Syntax. What's your reaction when you see this gleaming blade come out of the hole here?
It's my dream. I think.
Like glints off of it, the sun.
Yeah, so to find something worth dying for and a sword.
It's a part of it.
Yeah.
Or both.
Well,
Yeah,
we'll
to
see.
find a sword worth dying on.
So you've successfully convinced her. You guys can get her up out of this hole. She looks around at the devastation. Neither her nor the small person look like they have visible mutations. And she's just kind of stunned, and she's too tired to cry, but you can see her look around. This is clearly her settlement. These are clearly people. She sees the bodies. And she just kind of looks at you guys.
Why don't you come back with us? It'll be safe there at least.
Nods, kind of lost some speech here. Like she's still kind of in shock. That sort of doubt and exhaustion. If you want to take them with you, it's going to take 2 grub and 2 water.
Like,
I'll gladly give a water or two to the cause if needed. And I think I would maybe I'd be the first one to step out and hand the woman some water just to drink if we want to do that. I mean, if you guys
That'll be a good way to have them trust you a little bit more. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have 2 grub left. They can have my grub.
I have 2 grub as well. We
I
can
gesture at the small
Okay.
one, and I'm like, "Oh, there are mutants out here too."
Yeah, let's split it, and we can go
Okay.
hunting on the way back or something, maybe.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That means I can watch you fire your bow. It'll be great.
Yeah. We'll see if we hit something. Yeah.
Yeah, I've only got 1 grub, so
Oh, do they have rot suits as well?
No.
Uh-oh.
No, we'll keep them in the car then.
Yeah. Is she interested in training anything for a sword?
like right away traumatized. Now everyone's dead, but can I take your weapon? The only thing that protected you?
Yeah. It does seem like she's kind of clutching that as protection. So, what would you offer her in exchange?
A scrap knife. No, okay, fine. That's maybe a rifle.
Well, let's have you roll manipulate. That's to kind of trade.
But the rifle is so much better. You can shoot things before they get to you. Right?
I will tell you what. I'll give you manipulate, and you've got more people on your side.
Oh no! Why don't we wait until we're friends with this person before we
I
aggressively
know,
try
I'm just like, are we
bargain?
right now?
Yeah, maybe we'll wait then.
Okay.
No, if you want to do it, I just don't want to be involved in this harsh negotiation.
Yeah, like pull them out and just like,
Yeah, it makes sense that I'll wait a little bit. Right now, I'm just making eyes at it.
All right.
That'd be a good thing to do in the buggy on the way back.
And you guys can do that. Everybody needs to mark another point of temporary rot. If you have rot suit protection, you can roll that to resist it.
Right. Just 1d6 was it?
What's your protection
2d6 now? Yeah.
Now it's 3 for you. Oh yeah, you only lost 1. Yeah.
I rolled a 1, of course.
rating? So it goes down by 1 rank.
Yeah. Jeez.
and only 6 is help, right?
Only 6 is help.
Okay.
How am I rolling a 1 every time?
Me too. Me too. And god damn it.
I think I might ask this person, was this your home? Is there a chance there's any more around that have survived? And just kind of even if there isn't, I'm trying to play the supportive role here because this is a sign that there are real people out here.
She will say, "We knew that there were others. We heard that there were the car people, these people that attacked us, the hell drivers, that they held the north and west, but we hadn't encountered them. We came from the pink. That is to the north and east. We managed to escape from there."
What is the pink?
And she looks at you and she goes, "I don't know. I know that we were there and I know that it was bad and we escaped, but I can't remember anything about it."
That's okay. It's probably, if it's a bad place, then we don't have to think about it anymore. We just won't go.
It's not worth remembering.
Okay.
Except to remember not to go there.
Except
Yes.
remember not to go there.
North and east, you got it. You said it.
Now, I'll actually put a little square up here.
Does she know where a good place, where the people in this settlement hunted for food, if they did?
Just around in the area around us, not to the south. There are ants down to the south.
We've heard of these ants. Yeah.
So you came from the pink to this place and made it your home?
Yes, a few months ago.
And the rot did that to the little one?
What do you mean? No, this is my child.
Right. So the rot did that then?
Is that what you call it when the rot shrinks them like that? A child?
She's not shrunk. This is her size. She's taller than she was before.
She's the
It's
size
not
of my
bad to be
foot.
small. That's fine.
She like kind of doesn't get it, and she's also clearly never seen like wings and lizard man and those kinds of things, and plant dude.
Right, yeah. With the like thorns and bark skin.
So,
Right.
so I think you're from a different kind of group of people, but that's awesome.
Yes.
But we need to go back.
Well, maybe that's why they call it the pink, because they're all pink there.
Some of us were not pink.
But you know,
Or any green?
pretty pink.
No.
Any green?
No.
Okay. My
We're
search
at-
continues.
She kind of goes, okay, so when we get back, we'll go talk to Victoria, and she'll make sure you have a safe place, I bet. Okay?
She will.
And the little one? What are your names? We didn't ask your names. So rude. I'm NEKO.
My name is Beira.
Beira. Okay. And what is
What about the
your
mutant?
child's name?
Oh, child, right.
Write that down. Child.
Ellen.
Ellen.
Child.
In order to
All
get
right.
back, I think we need to hunt, right?
Well,
We
if
can
you
just go
want,
straight back.
if you go straight back and take the vehicle,
Mm-hmm.
you can actually get back. If you leave tomorrow, you can get back by midday.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, because
I thought-
you've already gotten the path, and then the vehicle will have that travel time.
Right, but we would also have to navigate it through the water. So when we have to navigate around that hex?
So yeah, here's the thing. You'll be able to get if you set out,
Mhm.
you'll be able to get the vehicle to about, I'm hitting on the map here.
Mm-hmm.
But then you don't have any way to get it across after that.
I think that's not correct. We don't have any way to get it across yet.
Oh, yeah.
That's
However, we can find a place to store it.
And I think we should stash it for a while, like especially, we can start trekking up here a little bit more. Obukai definitely wants to strike back against the Hell Drivers, but I don't think it's a good idea for us to bring this car back into the Ark yet.
Yeah. Well, and also we need to maybe have one of us drag like that sheet metal behind us or something to lose the tracks.
Interesting.
The car could. We could tie it to
Oh,
the
yeah.
back of the car.
Yeah. That sounds
It'll be a
easier.
little loud, but the car's already a little loud.
Yeah. Be like hardcore mud flaps, but
I'm just glad to know there's words for that.
Yeah.
I think I would go to any KO and I would say, KO, you have fixed up this rolling, growling beast. And I understand it is to transport us tomorrow, but I do not like the look of it. The Hell Driver, the skulls, the horns. It sickens me, and it could prove dangerous. It is very obvious. Do you mind? And I look down at my hands.
I have no idea what you're talking about. What do you want to do?
Tear that off.
No. I need it to cover all the innards. We'll paint
No.
it when we get back. We can paint it a lovely rust color.
Okay.
Like we did the boat. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I'm just worried, though, that on our way back, if we are spotted by anyone, they may think that we are them. You should cover it.
wouldn't that be slightly better in the beginning? Like rather than just
Yes,
Hell
I would rather
Driver.
they ran away from us than decided to come up and Make pals.
Hell drivers have many enemies, I would imagine. But you may be right. I will back down. I will defer to you in this.
Yes, because the engine needs to be kept just covered. Okay?
I would also prefer to be covered.
I was imagining there was like Mad Max stuff like sticking off of it. Like I wasn't expecting to actually just tear the hood off, but you're right in that it would scare some people off.
So if you want, we can hand wave the trip back, unless there's something you want to do on the return journey.
I wouldn't mind hunting on the last hex or something, so I'm close by, but still try to get some more grub.
Well, let's have you roll find a path, because that's the classic way to do this, and then you can use your successes to generate resources.
Generate
successes.
Whatever goes.
We should probably find a place to stash it too.
Yeah, assume you'll do that in that last hex. Kyle, where do you stash it?
I don't know if we can find like something that wouldn't be obvious. I'm assuming, right? Like something like, I don't know, like rubble or.
We
like
found that house there. I bet they had a cellar, like a hat or a lean-to out there, like an outbuilding near there. We could use.
Yeah, it's kind of a shack though. Like, how big is this car? Is it like a Humvee type thing? Like,
no, it's smaller than that.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
All right.
One fatigue.
Don't you only take it if you push? Or
I did push.
Oh, you did push. Oh.
Yeah, I wanted more successes.
So if you push, do you get the successes from the last one as well, or is it everything?
Yeah, it rolls over. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it adds on. Essentially, when you push it, anything that's not a 6 or a 1 from the first roll gets re-rolled.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah. This is that final sector. So you can get D6 rations of contaminated grub that could be cleaned by a zone cook.
Oh.
For one of those successes.
Okay.
How many of these successes do you want to use on that?
We're all pretty low.
And let me give you your full choices. You've already checked this place for an artifact, so you can't get an artifact here, but D6 bullets, D6 rations, D6 water. Those are your big choices there.
Probably all food then, hey?
Sure, if you'd like.
I think so.
Are rations a term for any of the three things?
There's food, there's water, there's sleep, and there's friendship. Those are the sleep and friendship heal the other two.
Okay, I know. I was just wondering about the terminology of like D6 rations. Like, what do you get?
I probably misspoke there. It's just grub.
Okay.
Too much D&D.
Well, it does say rations.
Iron rations. And some boots high hard.
I'm rolling 2d6.
I'll let you roll 3d6 because you'll still roll ones.
Probably.
Oh, called out.
13.
Okay, so you have 13 contaminated grub that can be processed by a zone cook.
Cool.
I do see your worth now.
These really look like worms. I will not eat this.
Well, what I'm thinking though is like some of this, right? Maybe now that the two people are safe and they don't need their katana because they're amongst us. Maybe they need food instead.
So you're gonna say, well, we'll give you.
Here's some contaminated food. Can I have your soda?
Well, it's food as food,
I was thinking it might be a good time to take the zone cook skill, because then maybe I could actually, like, maybe if if Beira knows how to cook it, I could learn from her, like, make it kind of.
Nice.
Oh, I like that. That's nice.
That's what they eat out in the pink.
Yeah.
And how much food does she want? For the sword.
Can I borrow your sunglasses?
All of it, because that's like less than a week for the two of them. So,
Are
Really?
you seriously going to try and bargain her? Say you're not getting food unless you give us the
No.
sword. Kind of thing?
No, well, I'm just saying, like, more food is good, right?
Just offering the
I
excess.
thought we were going to the place you guys live.
No, well, okay, what do you want for the sword?
Yeah, start at the beginning.
Yeah.
This is
I
my
thought-
sword. I need this to protect myself.
Where we're going, you'll be on the boat with everybody around you. You shouldn't need the sword.
She hasn't seen
I-
it yet. She's obviously going to be still nervous.
Well, can we have that conversation when we go to the boat then?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
And actually, that'll be a good place to do it because she'll be in a place that's a little more calm. Be able to do that in a less, hey, how you doing? Kind of
Charged
way.
and shocked.
Yeah.
And I need to protect my child.
So we're gonna say you guys can do that. Just one question, Fraser.
Mhm.
Rations of grub, these 13 rations of contaminated rot food that you find. What is it?
I'm thinking like a deer that just has contaminated meat, maybe.
Okay. Yeah,
And then
you kind of pull the bubbling skin off of it, and the mud, part underneath is kind of greenish, but edible once it's get cooked.
Yeah, sounds good.
And so you guys can get back. I think I want to do end of session experience.
Okay.
We'll start with you guys essentially back at meeting up with Victoria.
Right.
And her looking amongst your artifacts and seeing which ones she wants first dibs on, which may be a reason not to have the katana in your possession.
Oh yeah, that might be.
Are we going to do the trade conversation next time then?
Yeah, let's do that. I want to do that next time.
Yeah, cool.
We'll come back to that. We'll get you settled in, and then we'll talk about the projects and all that. I might even let you do work on the project that you had hanging out, and then pick a new one.
Ooh.
Because
that would be very nice.
And fun.
Let's look at experience then. Let me find that page. Oh, look, it's easy to find. It's not like Blades in the Dark. All right. You participate in a session, so you get an XP. You did not do a day's work in the Ark, so that doesn't get you a point. You did explore a new sector, so that gets you a point. Sherry, did you sacrifice or risk something for your PC buddy?
I gave Obadiah some of my grub to heal.
Okay, that seems reasonable to me. And you used your
mutation.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, that was great.
Syntax?
I don't know. I gave some noodles to NEKO.
And they were awesome. They tasted
They
like
were delicious
salt.
artifact noodles, so I'll give you a point for that.
Okay, great.
I'm a cheap GM. Okay. Kyle?
I did the dive and try to
Save.
save.
Oh,
anything
yeah.
from the
That was
pit.
good. And then, God almighty, I just went right out of my head. Obadiah.
Obakai.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything unless you could think of something, Fraser, but I think you saved me a little bit more this time.
Yeah.
Well, you were the one that started the ball rolling with people not judging me about my wings too.
I like that.
Like,
I mean,
you
that's
kind of like preemptively squelched maybe any.
Do you think he sacrificed or risked something there?
Mm.
I think I will once we get back because I'm going to stand up for you and like.
Yeah, I think there's some potential scenes in the future for that.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't think it's there yet.
And don't forget, you can always change your PC buddy. You can always do that at end of session if you want. I don't think anybody sacrificed or risked something for the NPCs you want to keep safe. or mess with the NPCs you hate because you weren't in the thing. Did you
Made plans
sacrifice?
for it.
Yeah. Did you sacrifice or risk something to reach your big dream, Sherry?
Did I sacrifice for my big dream? Not yet. I mean, I've got the first part, something to drive me there, but that's
Okay. What about you, Fraser?
Not yet.
No, because you wouldn't push the manipulation. If you had pushed and cajoled her and berated her, I probably would have given you an XP. But you played the good guy there.
I know.
The hero of the story.
What about Silas? Did you risk something or sacrifice?
Nope, not this one.
Okay. Let's talk next time about how that might look with this. What a sacrifice or risk for you might look like in that context. Okay.
Sure.
Well, what about you, Obakai?
I think that like seeing this settlement and understanding that these hell drivers had like sacked the town and something, I was immediately like, let's go in, let's take these guys down. Like I was very adamant on clearing that out where we could have like
And you got
tactically
shot.
like just slipped by.
You got
And I got shot. Like I was just like I used my mutation and everything, like and I the rage that was going on.
Oh yeah, you really leaned into the fiction of that. So that seems like a reasonable thing to give you a point for.
Thanks, Sol.
If you have 5 experience points, as soon as you get it, raise a skill or buy a talent.
Right.
I know we're over time, but I was wondering if you guys have a few minutes to do the roses and thorns because we haven't had a chance to really do that. And I'd like to get feedback, especially if there's things you're like, oh, I'd like to see more of this. I'd like to see less of this, because we've got a couple more sessions left of this month. Matt and Sherry will be here. Fraser, you're coming back. So I would like to get that if you don't mind.
Sure.
Silas, no.
Yeah. Next month I'll have a mutant of my own.
Oh yeah.
Right.
An extra one.
A child.
From the pig.
Why is he so short? What happened? Rot.
Yeah, what's up with that? You've been
Oh my gosh.
She's been in the zone.
So let's do thorns. Let me think what I want to say thorn wise. I'm not sure I have anything that I'm sure I have some things about this. I kind of wish I'd pushed faster to get you guys back to the arc this session. I would have liked that to have happened. And maybe I could have moved some things or cut a little bit faster some places to give you time to do that. So that's one of those things. Matt, thorns?
I guess this game does a lot of mechanical bits that kind of slow the fiction down, and especially in a 2.5-hour session it can be hard to really find time to kind of get character stuff in. And for me that's kind of a problem because, and this is a little bit of a self-thorn too, because I did feel a little grabby and hoggy with like the character in the spotlight time because there wasn't a lot of it. And like this is kind of one of the big reasons I play games is to kind of express things about my character through the fiction in some way or another. And while I really like the game behind this, I find it's hard to kind of get in there without, being grabby, sort of.
Yeah, it's especially because the game does have that split between arc and zone, and this is really the sort of the action tension mechanical thing. Yeah, that's a good point.
No, you're right. Sorry, just that it's good to think about it that way, and maybe think about the zone a little less like I need to put my stamp on everything, and that'll happen more back in the arc, sort of.
Or as
I guess
GM,
this is just kind of a zone character.
Yeah. As a GM, once you guys get used to the mechanics, getting better about giving you those opportunities. Kyle, thorns?
I think it was kind of similar for me. Like I kind of felt like I really like the mechanics about like being able to do stuff. But it also kind of makes me feel like I want to use that time wisely as well, So I just want to like hit it because if I get back to the arc, then I can do like this project and then I can build this thing, right? Whereas I think in other games I may have taken like a little bit more time, like for the thing that comes to mind with the anthill thing with me, like just like the anecdote of me, like not knowing about what's going on and just like stepping towards the ants. I probably would have like fleshed that scene out more and like have Syntax, like show why they're the stalker and why they're good at the zone kind of thing. But yeah, I think it's a interesting trade-off. Like there's very few games where I feel like the mechanics behind that, like resources and doing stuff, actually does drive me and like I care about it. And this is the first game where I'm just like, that actually is really cool. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, it gets super tense, nasty. Yeah, you guys counting your grub and stuff. That's hard. Frazier, what about you?
I didn't really have a problem with I think once we get system mastery, it'll be a lot more clear when to roll, who rolls and who's helping and all that kind of stuff, especially as we learn who's good at what and all that kind of stuff. The only thing I noticed where I kind of felt bad was it seemed like I was doing like a lot of stuff. Like when you're traveling, it just seems like the stalker's the only one doing stuff. Hey, and everybody else is like cheering you on or being like, nice one, right?
Yeah. You're not the only one doing things, but you are always doing a thing, is what I think it is. So, but yeah, stalker is.
Yeah, it is though. I mean, it is that the gearhead and the enforcer, I think they have things to do in both sides of the equation. The stalker is very much in the zone. That's where you have a lot of cool stuff to do. The chronicler in the arc, like chronicler, fixer, and boss in the arc, all have a lot of cool stuff to do there. So yeah, it is tough. It's an interesting choice that the game makes to lean into that.
Yeah.
But you're right, it can feel and be where you're kind of in the spotlight.
So lonely.
Sherry, Thorns.
This dice roller is the suck. I really think roll for your party, and each of us has a set of 5 of each of the colored dice, and we pull those down and roll them as a set. Would go faster. Personally, it just feels like this thing is slow, and I just realized we all used it wrong all game long. So we're putting them in the wrong order. You're supposed to put in your skill first, and then your attribute. And then the thing, and it's just a good thing we didn't, because we would have been even deader than we were. So.
Oh yeah, I used attribute first as well.
Yeah. So I was using attribute first, and then it's supposed to be skill first. So we were, and if you look up,
I will say, given the headaches that I've had with roll for your party in terms of people not being able to select things and moving dice around, given the number of dice here, I think it would be even worse.
Yeah,
but I bet there's a 7th Sea die roller app out there. I bet if I look around, I could find a Mutant Year Zero die roller app. I will hunt around and see if there's something that's easier. I kind of like it, but then again, I'm not rolling that often.
That syntax is just really ridiculous. All those brackets around it and stuff, and I'm just like, ugh.
Weirdly,
got to up our syntax mastery.
I bet you I could make a macro for it, and then we could just use that, because the macro, it's not that hard to make a macro in Roll20.
Right.
I'm not sure why they wouldn't have that next to it, but
I don't know.
Because it would just prompt you, right? It would just be like, what is your attribute? What is your stat? What is that? And then it just rolls it. Like a lot of them do that already. So.
Yeah, I haven't played with it. I don't know why. I don't know how it would. Yeah, I don't know how that would work.
A lot of Roll20 sheets even have a button to click next to the skill, and then it just does it for you. Like that just seems. I mean, obviously, maybe it's not related to the game in some, but
this particular roller is a separate API script that is put in there. Outside of the character sheet, so I don't know, but yeah, I wonder if that's possible. I'll also look on the forums and see if there's any notes on that.
Yeah, by next year I should just be able to think. That should happen.
It's your eye, it's retinal based. Roses. I like your characters. I thought you guys played being risky, and it paid off in some places. And I did get a feeling and a sense of who you were. I did put the katana in there to draw Fraser's eye, so I appreciated his biting into that one. So I dug the play that I saw tonight. Matt, any roses?
I mean, you used one of them that I was going to use. You recognized the potential for good storytelling in dropping a sword into the game, and I'm very glad that happened, because if we went this whole game talking about swords and a sword never came up, I mean, like, now it's just so much more interesting. But yeah, same thing. Awesome play from everybody. Even though everyone didn't get a lot of character time, I got a really good sense of everybody's characters and how they interacted with things. And Lowell, I'm thankful you set up an interesting, cool fight for us and gave me some opportunities to do some crazy gator stuff. So yeah, had a great time.
Well, and you guys did really well in that fight compared to some of the fights I've seen where it does not go well. And Sherry almost got killed a couple times in the last game, like critical hits and stuff like that. So nasty.
Just roll with the Gator Man, and
yeah, roll with the Gator. Kyle, any roses?
I had a really good time in general. Like, I enjoy getting to know the mechanics more, so I think it did speed things up a little bit there. I really liked how there's always stuff for people to do. Like, even though, like, Fraser was talking about how he had to, like, roll for, like, finding the path, like, it didn't bother me or anything, so I don't know. Okay. And I think you've been really good about having stuff for everyone to do in each one, like cool tech for the gearhead to, like, sort out and, like, stuff like that. So I think it's been a lot of fun, like, in general.
Good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Fraser, any roses?
Yeah. Same thing. I really like the system, and the resulting fiction's really good. I'm super into it. I could definitely see doing, like, a long-term campaign. So I'm really glad that I at least got into the third set in 2 months from now. So I will return.
Yes.
But yeah, I like all of it. I from time to time I like to dip into trad systems, and this one's like a great one to dip your toes into. I think
I think the mechanics are symmetrical enough. It's pretty easy to pick up the basics of what's going on in it. Sherry, I'm going to give you last word.
Yeah, well, all good players. It's been a delight. But this also is a system that I like this system because everything matters. And it also uses it as, I don't know, how do you say, as gracefully as you can. The gear and the gear dice being a thing of threatening to break all the time. Your attributes being the thing that kill you. The skills being the one safe haven of things that you can use, and assistance always being available. I mean, it's sort of natural in that way, but I will say, having played it at the table and face to face, it's so much smoother with the actual physical dice. So,
because they got the cool symbols on them and stuff. So.
Oh yeah, and it's just, I mean, it's like your eye sees it, and you just move things around, and it's fast. Yeah.
So it will. There's a certain pleasure to watching a player take a fistful of dice, like 14, 15 dice, and roll them and get nothing.
It happens surprisingly often.
Yes.
One more thing really quick. I just wanted to apologize to you guys and anyone's watching. I definitely messing up the pronouns a lot more than I'd like, and it's something I'm getting used to, but I'm going to try and be better about it in going forward in the episode, because I don't want to make it a trivial choice, at least, especially because it's my character. I understand when you have like a bunch to keep track of, but I want to.
Yeah, but I need to be better about that. And I appreciate. I want to say Fraser was good and politely pointed that out early on, and I really appreciate that. That's always, I like to have that kind of note.
And you even like subtly corrected by like using they in a sentence. I noticed one time, like when I slipped up and said he, and it wasn't even like an overt correction, but you just naturally work that in. So I appreciate that a lot.
That's Canadian role-playing style, right?
Yeah.
You know how we do.
Yeah.
All right, thank you guys very much. We'll get 2 more sessions in this particular month, and so I will see everybody next week. And I'm going to stop the broadcast.